We're talking Bob Sparkplug Holly. Not all of Bob Holly's career, mind you. That we'll do in another video. We're talking just a specific point when he was playing a NASCAR driver and wrestler. Now, I'm going to start off by saying this. He was a welder at one point. But during the point when he was a welder, he also did race cars in the 92 and 93 season in Alabama and won the championship in the 93 season in Alabama. Okay, just throwing that out there. This is your weekly wrestling moment with Steve Sanders. I'm Steve Sanders. So he actually was a race car driver at one point. So of course the WWF's like, well, we're going to make you a race car driver. Because everybody needed a job in the early and mid-90s in WWF that wasn't a wrestler. You had a garbage man, you had a repo man, you had clown, you had a hockey player, you had a baseball player, you had just a bunch of people who had jobs but were also wrestlers. You had Bret Hart, who was some sort of a Canadian national hero. He was like a superhero to Canada, and yet he was a wrestler. Who knows what that character was about? But anyways, so he was a wrestler, but was also a race car driver, and his name was Thurman Sparky Plug. I'm going to let that sink in a minute. His name was Thurman Sparky Plug. Who the hell came up with this name? I don't know. But it was Thurman Sparky Plug. Now, after like 6 months of being called Thurman Sparky Plug, he asked if his name could be changed to Bob Sparkplug Holly, because he had previously wrestled under the name Bob Holly. And he would in the future wrestle under the name Bob Holly. So it was. But he did drop the race car gimmick. He had long brown hair. He came out in racing outfit. And actually, in 95, WWF actually sponsored a race car for him to drive. And he raced in it. Before Vince McMahon got tired of him racing and just gave him the car and said he would go drive it, do whatever you want. Now, in this gimmick, he wasn't like entirely unsuccessful. WWF didn't just go, oh, we're tired of this gimmick after 4 months and go, oh, just go fuck yourself, Bob Holly. No, they didn't do that, like they do with many, many other people, which we have seen. They didn't just go, oh, we gave you a stupid name, now you're not getting over it, so we're just gonna go use you as a jobber. They didn't do that either. They actually pushed this guy. And he teamed with the 1-2-3 Kid, and they won the tag title tournament and held the tag titles for a day before losing them to the Smoking Guns. So he had a one-day tag team title reign, which is better than a lot of tag teams have in... Yeah, it wasn't very good. Considering WWF was really short on tag teams at this point, and just about every tag team got the title at this point at some point. But he had a one-day tag title reign with the 1-2-3 Kid. Before the 1-2-3 Kid left and went to WCW and actually had success. He also briefly beat Jeff Jarrett for the Intercontinental title. Most people don't know about this because it's no longer recognized by WWF or WWE. You see, he pinned Jeff Jarrett for the Intercontinental title, but Jeff Jarrett's foot was on the ropes, so the title was vacated. And then Jeff Jarrett beat Bob Sparkplug Holly for the title in the tournament the next night. So he technically had a reign in there, but it was vacated. And it's not recognized by WWE anymore. He also lasted 40 minutes in the Royal Rumble. And he eventually became a jobber, and they let him go, and he went back to welding. Before eventually coming back as Hardcore Holly. But that's for another video. See, he had some success as a race car driver. Well, here's a word from my sponsor. Tired of eating food off your belly? Leaves too big a mess? Get a plate. Put food on it and eat it off. You can cut food on it without cutting your skin. Put lots of pile food high on it. No more mess on your belly. No more mess all over your hands. Get a plate today.